Welcome to the High Stake Podcast, where we talk about mindset, business, and living in Las Vegas, which is one of the most exciting cities in the world. I don't care what anybody says. Today, we have a very special guest. She's the owner of Bladed Art Beauty Inc., Carolina. Do you go by Carolina, by the way? Or what do you go by?
I mean, Calisi Carolina.
Tell me what's your stage name. What's your stage name? Because I know you for Carolina because I know you.
Yeah.
But
That's my Spanish Latina
Spanish
name.
Latina name. Okay, we're starting spicy today.
Spicy.
So what do you go by?
Calisi, usually.
Okay, Calisi, thank you so much for coming in, man. I mean, I asked you a few times. You got sick. We got busy, but I really appreciate your time. Calisi, tell us a little bit about your business. But before we start into the business, where are you from? Have you been here in Vegas for a while?
Yes. So I was born in Colombia, and both my parents are from Colombia. And then I was raised in California. And then I moved here when I was 24 years old to Las Vegas.
2 years ago? 2 years ago?
No.
No?
I am 45 years old.
Get out of here.
A long
Get
time
out of
ago.
So you moved to Vegas. Why Vegas?
The opportunity to make more money. So
Yeah.
California was very hard. I was a single mother of two. And so I said, let's try something different. I'm 24, and I ended up being a cocktail waitress for 17 years.
Where at?
MGM Grand.
Okay. You were working nights?
I worked graveyard, I worked nights, and I worked mornings. Whatever they gave me, I took. And I was making great money, especially for trying to take care of two small kids.
How did you go from working at a casino and having a steady pay job to decided to embark in entrepreneur and business owner? How did that come about?
Well, it was a very scary move.
Yeah.
I told myself, I gave myself a goal, and I said, I will not be a cocktail waitress past the age of...
It's a hard job.
36, 37. It is rough.
Yeah.
Your legs, your arms, everything.
Yep.
And I quit at the age of 37. So pretty good. And I took the leap. I was already working on building Bladed Art while I was a cocktail waitress. And when I took the leap, I went from trusting my business, trusting my art, trusting something for me to feed myself and my kids, because my kids were teenagers now.
Extremely hard.
To leave a job that paid me for 17 years, that I knew I was going to get that check every day, to trusting something that I created. So I took the leap. I remember exactly what day it was. I was at a restaurant, and I looked at my best friend and I said, I'm doing it. And she goes, Are you sure? And a lot of people put that, fear in me. And I said, no, I have to do it. If I don't do it, I'm never going to know. And I'm going to be a cocktail waitress till I'm 80.
Let's talk a little bit about that, because when we start on a new business or a new venue, there's always the friend, there's always the family member who says, and by the way, I think it comes from a good place, where they go, it's just, I don't want you to suffer. Were there any haters or not haters or doubters when you first started?
The haters didn't start till after the business was successful. That's where I started feeling people were just not on my team.
Got it.
But I did get a lot of people who said, are you sure? Is this what you want? You're going to leave 17 years to something that you may not happen. And I'm like, yes, I have to do it. It's a fear. It's a fear that was built in me, and it's a fear that's built in all of us.
Yeah.
But if we don't take that leap of faith for trusting us, because it's trusting you that you got to work every day. I don't have a time where I can relax at home. I'm relaxing, watching a movie. I'm still on my phone working on my business.
Yeah.
I'm eating breakfast and my coffee, and I'm still with my phone,
100%.
working. So
100%.
I knew that I could work 8 hours at MGM, but I'm working 24/7 at my business.
Oh, 100%. One of the things about being self-employed, what most people don't realize is, before getting into any kind of business owners and entrepreneurship, is you're not going to work 40 hours. You're going to work 80 hours. And they're not fun. They're not fun, especially at the beginning. Tell us a little bit what it is that you do.
So I started off doing permanent makeup, but I started doing eyebrows. So I specialized in eyebrows, and I did it for 3 years and said, wow, this is really easy for me. I got this. Then I started doing lip pigmentation, which is just a lip tint. Then I said, you know what? Let me start doing other things for my business. And then I went to school for areolas, so tattooing for cancer survivors, just reconstructing their areolas, and that was more medical. So I do love the medical side of
Sure.
it. And then I started doing scar cover up. So every time I became good at something, I took up another.
Growing the business.
Just to make it grow.
Add another pillar to the income.
Exactly.
When you mentioned that you made that move, leaving the casino gig, having all the benefits, right?
Insurance.
The insurance, and especially having 2 kids at home. What is the next step? I know you were already thinking about the business. You were already planning it. Do you rent a place, or what is it? How do you go from being, okay, I'm done, I'm about to go on my own?
Yeah.
Did you rent a location? What is it? What
Yes.
was it?
So it wasn't easy at first, right? I ended up renting rooms and little spaces, and people were trying to write my coattail and trying to take my money that I was working hard for. People don't understand the struggle that I went through for the first 4 years of my business, because people were wanting to take from me, because they started to see how much people were coming in and how much people were like, wow, I'm interested in what she's doing. I want to do what she's doing. And so in these places that they were offering me, I'm paying rent, but now you want me to give you 50% of my customers, 50% of my students, and I said no. Good thing that I didn't let anyone take advantage of me, because they could have easily.
In every business, especially when you start and they see somebody that is doing very well and is new, they're like, let's ride that tail. So you're renting this place, you're having some success, and people are noticing.
Yeah.
But even from going, now that's scary that you went from the casino gig to this gig. But now going to open up your own shop, that's a next level scary.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a little bit about that.
So then I said, no more. I can do this on my own. I'm going to get a shop for myself. This is my place.
Okay.
And no one can tell me to leave, go, come, stay for 8 hours. It's all me. So I got a little shop for myself. I opened it, and 3 weeks later, the owner's like, you have to close down because of COVID. I'm like, I just signed a lease. Are you kidding me? He goes, I'm sorry. I said, well, I got to back out of it. So what do I do now? Work out of my house? You can't do that doing tattoos.
No.
So I'm crying. At this point, I am crying, and he's just looking at me, and he said, okay, let this COVID thing pass. When they tell you to come back to work, I will give you 3 months for free. I'm like, wow,
That's
finally
very nice.
a little
Very
break.
nice.
So within the 3 months that I opened up my shop, that everything was running, and I did everything. I had to get the contractors, I had to get the floor people, I had to get the plumbing. I didn't have anyone.
So it was just a shelf. It was just a shelf
It
when
was
you rented.
just a shell when I rented it, and I created everything from putting 2 rooms, because I knew that I wanted to rent to other people. I wanted to have a team, not just me. So within those 3 months, I'm like, what is going on? Blessings after blessings. Good. People were coming, and I was booked for 7 months straight.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Yeah. How did you find your clients? That's, it's word of mouth, of course, but what is that most of how you get your clients?
Word of mouth. My work is on someone's face, right? So
It's a
you're
walking
having
billboard, man.
Yeah, it's a business card for me.
A business card. So you don't tattoo ugly people? I'm just kidding.
All kinds of beautiful
They're all
people.
nice. They're all beautiful.
All kinds of beautiful
Everybody's
people.
nice. Everybody's nice. So word of mouth. Do you develop now with social media, as I'm doing now with you and all that stuff? I believe that it's a very important part for business. What have you been doing for social media? Because that's how I follow your page.
Yeah.
And you're very entertaining and very, you share all of your amazing work.
Yes.
How do you strategize? Do you strategize that, or do you put that into a schedule? What do you do?
I try to be very organic.
Yes,
right?
you are.
I try to show people me, not just work, because that gets boring.
Yes.
People want to see what your dog looks like. What do you do on the weekends? Who's your partner? What do you and your partner do for fun? Do you go hiking? What kind of food do you like to eat? People don't just want to go to your page and look at work.
Yeah.
They want to see you they want to see if you're having a hard day, express it.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, I woke up I'm having trouble right now with energy. For some reason, the last 2 years of my life, I'm 45 and I feel like I'm drained. I'm sharing this with other people, with other women in my platform.
Yes.
That's what it is. It's being organic, being raw, not just always brows, lips, and areolas. Work. Because people want to hear a normal, they want to know that you're normal. We all have problems.
They relate to somebody like themselves. I mean,
Exactly.
and that's I agree with that. I think that's a very good thing, that people will consume and people will work with people that they can be related to. Let's talk about a little bit about. I know you started with eyebrows, but something that is very important. You do a lot with cancer patients.
Yes.
And you do areolas, and I've seen you do eyebrows with people that go through chemo. How does that feel to help somebody like that? Because I know it's a big thing.
Yeah.
It's a big thing.
How I got started
Yes.
was I got my first cancer survivor, and I fell in love with her.
Yeah.
I'll start crying right now because she just changed my life.
Yeah.
And she came and got her brows done. She had no hair, no eyebrows, no nothing. And at that moment, I said, I can't charge for this. I can't charge. She was so wonderful. What she went through was really hard, and I wanted to give it to her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have an art.
Yes.
My hands create something.
Yes.
And so, sorry, I get really emotional.
No, of course. No, it's an emotional thing.
So that's when it started, is when I met her. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start doing one set of eyebrows a month for cancer survivors, because you do end up losing your eyebrow hair.
Yes.
Then when I went to school to learn 3D areolas, I said, I did my first cancer survivor. I looked at her and I said, I'm not going to charge for this. I can't do it. My heart, my goodness of myself and my heart.
It's very sweet of you.
I can't do it. So I did my second one. I said, no, it's good. It's for you. It's a gift from me to you.
That's right.
And that's how it started. And honestly, my business has blossomed. I've never felt like I needed to charge for that service.
Yeah.
I just.
And it's also a thing that when persons go through that, and then all of a sudden they can look at the mirror and see their old selves, or even an improved version of the old selves because of the eyebrows. And I think that's a great, because they've gone through some hard.
It's confidence. They get their confidence comes back.
And that's invaluable. I mean, there's no way to express when you're feeling confident about how you look, especially when you went through something that hard.
Yes.
How it is, and I'm sure that you feel great after you do it, and that's amazing. So now you're doing microblading for the eyebrows.
We do microblading, nano brows, and microshading. So there's
What's
so
the
many.
Okay. Talk to a guy that doesn't know. As you can see, I was blessed with
beautiful eyebrows. I think every guy is.
Listen, one of the things that I did a while back that it was extremely painful. I don't know how you girls do it.
God.
As you could see, I have an abundance of situations going on in my eyes. And then my girlfriend goes, you need to clean that up. I go, okay. He goes, let's go. And we're going to go to
threading.
Threading. So I go into this place. There's about 6 ladies there, because I'm the only guy, of course, right? And everybody's sitting there, and they're getting their thing done. And I go, well, that looks interesting. And then I sit down, and I feel the first pluck. How dare you? What is wrong with you?
Oh, yeah.
It was so painful. I started sweating, my armpits were all bad. And then I was like, I was like your brother when he was doing the tattoo, bro. I was like, really? And then I got out, and I was like, oh my God. And then this lady was there, and she goes, like, get over it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong with you? We give birth. I was
That's why men do not give birth.
Listen.
Leave it up to us.
Absolutely. So what are some of the common myths and misconceptions about microblading?
Well, I feel like a lot of people don't know the difference, right? They come into the shop and they're just like, what's the difference? Because there's so many little things. Microblading was something that started 8 years ago where it was like the beginning of it, right?
Okay.
Now we do like a nano brow, which is done, everything now is done with a tattoo machine, which is a lot more gentle with the skin.
Okay.
And I like it. I really do enjoy doing it. With the microblading, it's kind of dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing with the microblading, you can really hurt somebody.
Okay.
So it's a lot more gentle to use the tattoo machine. But that's the thing. A lot of people are, when they walk in, they're kind of confused on what do I get? Microblading, microshading, nano brows. It's a lot. But I do take my time explaining all the different kinds of brows that they can get for themselves.
I just told you my story that I get very nervous with pain.
Yeah.
I suffer my whole life, girl. You know, I don't need to suffer anymore. Just for fun. I look good already. But how do you deal with clients like myself or who are nervous about and even unsure because the eyebrows frame your face, man.
Yeah.
If you don't do it right, you know, how do you calm them down, or what is it? One of the questions that they ask.
Well, first of all, it's very calming inside the studio. I have clouds up in the sky. I got music going. I got waterfalls.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I try to make it really relaxing for
I
them.
want to go and get my microblade done.
I will say people do fall asleep. It's very, very calm in there. And I also use a very great numbing for them. But when people come in, they are very nervous. But as soon as I start explaining it to them, telling them how, you know, how the process is, by the time they're done, they are so happy. They kind of are educated on it. I do love to educate people on my services so that they know what they're talking about. Because if they were to tell somebody else, they know what they're talking about. They're not just like, oh, I just got my brows done. No, I got micro shading. I got nano brows. So I try to educate everybody on what they're getting done. And so it does make people feel comfortable. I also we talk about color because we got to talk about hair and color and all that stuff. So everyone is usually pretty calm and relaxed when they're there.
Once they show up, how long does it take usually?
It takes me about an hour and 20 minutes to do all of it.
What was the very first eyebrow session that you did?
Wow.
How was that? And did that take you an hour? Or
no, definitely not. Are you kidding me?
How was that?
Tell us. 4 hours. It took
Okay.
me 4 hours my first time. I was nervous. My hands were sweating. The tool was flipping out of my hand. Yeah. I mean, my heart was racing.
Yeah. Because you could mess somebody's life.
You can mess
somebody's life on this. You know what I mean? Let's be realistic.
It's your face. So it took me 4 hours. I was very nervous, and I just looked at my instructor, and I remember looking at her. I'm like, I can't do this. And she goes, she pushed my hand. She goes, yes, you can. And I was like, I mean, I really had to go outside and take a breather. Thank God that the girl that was on the table was one of my friends. And she was like, it's okay, honey.
Oh, my God. Because that's one of the things that you don't want to hear from your tattoo artist, especially the one that's doing your face. I can't do this. You know, can you believe that?
Out. But look how far now from 4 hours to an hour and 20 minutes.
Listen, you're a professional now.
Yeah.
I mean, you've done.
I can do it with my eyes closed, probably.
You've done a lot of eyebrows.
Yes.
In this podcast, we talk about entrepreneurship, which you've been sharing a little bit about what, you know, your business and what your business does. But let's talk about a little bit about Calisi / Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Latina. You know what I'm saying? Having a business is very draining mentally. It's very draining financially. How do you deal with the downturn? How do you deal when nobody's calling or not as much people are calling? And it happens in every business.
Of course.
How do you go through that?
Okay. So how I go through it is there is slow months.
Yeah.
There is busy months. There is months where I can't even catch my breath.
Yeah.
And then there's months that I'm like, just looking around.
Yeah.
What do? I focus on social media. If I don't have people coming in, walking in, me working with my hands, it's okay. I have my phone, I have my iPad, and it is social media, marketing.
Marketing.
I also get business cards. I put a little pin with the flower and I leave it on people's cars. I still do this. This is my baby. If I fail my business, I will fail. So I still do this. I still go and put business cards in people's cars. I have face masks. I go work out. I give every girl a face mask with a business card, and they can scan the QR code. I mean, I am constantly working.
Very important.
So when I'm not busy with people, I am just constantly on social media, just advertising my business, advertising in person. I'll go to, let's say, Durango Casino. I could be sitting down. I'm talking to the girl, telling her about my business. I mean, it is constant.
How has by the way, that's definitely the way it's supposed. I mean, I think that's the way it should be done with every business.
Yeah.
When the downturn is there, that's when you put in the work. You
Yep.
start advertising and whatnot. How has social media really helped you stay afloat and stay on top of mind?
It's easy because you can target thousands of people without you leaving the comfort of your home.
Yes.
So you are interacting, you are liking posts, you are talking to people. You see a beautiful girl who's, saying something like, my car, look at my new car. Oh, I love your new car. I'm engaging with her. Even if I don't know her.
Has nothing to do with your business.
Yeah, a girl got new extensions or she's getting her hair done. I love your hair, it looks great. Engaging. And then she's going to say, oh, who's this girl commenting on me? She goes, looks, Bladed Art Beauty Inc. Oh, I like her stuff.
Let me follow
I'm
her.
engaging with
You're
people
getting it.
in the comfort of my own home. That's why I love social media.
What is which social do you use the most? What do you see? Where do you see the biggest? I mean, I don't want to say return on investment because that's not how it works, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's about your brand being out there. What do you use? Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat?
So Instagram, probably my number one,
Okay.
and then TikTok.
TikTok is
TikTok
huge.
is
I've heard about
huge.
TikTok, yeah.
A lot of people, I had a girl who was in Seattle. She's like, hey, I'm going to be in Las Vegas for the weekend. Can you get me in? Of course I can,
Wow.
You should always accommodate your customers that come from out of town. So definitely TikTok, Instagram. I mean, I feel like where I shine the most is in person. So I always try to do events.
Okay,
events.
Tell us a little bit about.
I'll get invited to, it's an all girls meeting or all girls, going out. Let's say Durango Bel Air has that on Thursday nights. They have ladies' nights. That's the best time to go out and advertise your business and
Yes.
talk to people.
Yes.
So working out too. I work out at True Fusion. It's a lot of girls.
I love
work
True
out-
Fusion.
Oh yeah, it's great. My Pilates. I work out at Bikini Fitness. Bikini Fitness is all women. It's all women. You know how easy it is? I walk in there. There's 40 people in a class. I hand out 40 face masks with my business card. Out of the 40 girls, maybe 10 girls follow me on Instagram. I get home, I have 10 followers. Boom, there it is.
That's it. That's it. A lot of people are not comfortable as you are in front of the camera. And that's something now as business owners. Not only do we have to do whatever it is that we do,
Yeah.
but now we have to be
Showtime.
What can you tell some of those people that are not as comfortable being on camera? And we're all
course.
we
I'm self-conscious too.
self-conscious about it. But what can you tell us? What can you tell them?
I say this all the time on my Instagram page. Put yourself out there, even if you feel like, oh, I don't like the way I look. Don't even look at yourself. Make the video and post it. Also, the more you do it, the more you're going to build that confidence.
Yes.
I might wake up and I have 3 pimples. I'm still going to make social media posts. I don't care about that.
Yes.
Because nobody cares about that.
Nobody cares.
Nobody. People want to see you show up. People want to hear you talk. People are interested in what you're doing.
Yes.
So I tell people all the time, keep doing it. Keep posting. Even if you feel stupid, because I do hear a lot of people are like, oh, but I feel don't. No, it's...
And
it doesn't
one of the things
matter.
that you said is very true. People don't care.
No.
I mean, if imagine this. If you don't like how you see yourself on camera, that's how people see you anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, well, listen, imagine what the other people that see you feel about you if you don't even like yourself. So check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, no. What is one of the business lessons that you wish you had known sooner? Now, when you're doing this,
Oh man, the confidence.
Yeah.
I wish I had the confidence that I have now from when I started, because when I first started, I was very shy. I was very like, do I do this? I kind of doubted myself
Yeah.
a lot. Now, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And if I fail, which I haven't, I don't have that fear in me anymore that I
Yeah.
used to have. So definitely, I wish I had the confidence I have now in everything I do.
I also think that you gain that confidence by doing a lot of the same thing, repetition,
Yeah.
and you have the experience of doing it. Give us your schedule, a normal day in Calisi's life when you in your business. What is that? How does that look like?
Well, I always take care of my skin when I get up, because if I
Girl, you look
good,
great. Let me tell you
I
something.
feel good.
Listen, I get it.
So that's number one. That's another thing too. I always tell my girls that work at the shop too. Take care of you. If you are tired and you are constantly working and working and working, don't do that. Take a day off. Go hiking. You have to be happy to create a successful business. If you are unhappy, your business will fail.
Yes.
So I've learned to keep myself very happy, very at peace, get my rest when the rest is needed.
Yes.
And just show up for my clients, because my clients pay me. They have to work 8 hours sometimes maybe to
Yeah.
pay me
Yeah.
to do a service for them.
Yes.
So when they come into my shop,
You better be on.
I'm
You better be on.
Yeah, I am happy. I am there for them. I am on their time. They are not on my time. I'm on their time,
Yeah.
because I know that when they pay me, it's their hard-working money.
Yes, 100%.
Thank you, bye. No, thank you. I appreciate
It's about
you.
the client.
It's always been about my clients. So
Yeah.
when I'm there, I am their friend. I am their therapist.
Yeah,
We talk,
right.
we laugh, we have a good time. Some people stay, we chat. I mean, I have really built a very happy place for myself and my clients.
It's important to create in business the culture, and you've created a great culture.
Yeah.
And I follow your Instagram, and it seems like a lot of fun. And I think it would be awkward if a guy shows up, but I want to hang in there, man. I want to have mimosas.
I do
you know
have
what I'm
guys
saying?
that come
Do you?
in.
How come I'm not invited when you go, honey? I mean, I want to know. She don't take me anywhere. She don't take me
Yeah.
anywhere.
Let me tell you, we get guys that come in and they don't want to leave. They're like, "Well, you girls are great. You
I'll
girls
tell you
are
what.
fun."
I'm looking at her story like. That's a party. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm about to I was 2.5 seconds from shaving my eyebrows, and I said, "Fuck it, let's go, let's do it."
Please don't.
Yeah, no. How do you balance your business life and your personal life? Is there such a balance?
Yes, there is,
Okay.
and there should be.
Okay.
Right? So you have to learn to put the phone down. You have to learn to let business run itself for a couple hours. The people are not going to die without you. And
very
when you
important.
get home,
Very important.
when
very
you
important.
get home, I try to tell myself this includes everybody that's around me, friends, kids, my boyfriend. I have to put that phone in the room or somewhere away from me, because if not, I will keep checking it. And that's not quality time with the people that I love. So what do? When I leave Bladed Art and Bladed Art is done and everyone is taken care of, phone gets put away, and I have time for the people that I love and that I want to spend time. Because me being on my phone and working while they're just sitting next to me, that's not quality time.
No.
So you have to make a choice in your life to say, I have a business that I care for and I want it to succeed, but I also have a relationships with friends, with
Yes.
family. So you need to learn to separate those two and give quality time to the people that you love.
Very important, because also you don't burn out, because the burnout is real, and as I'm sure as you talked about and how hard it was during 2020, where everything is shut down, and I would imagine the stress of now having a new lease that you have to pay, and when it closed, which was horrible for business owners. Where do you see your business in the next 2-3 years? What are the plans for Bladed Art?
I mean, I think about that a lot.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's something, and I am building right now with,
Yes.
with my girls there, and I love every single one of them. And I have to say that I'm so very grateful for every girl that comes and stays at my shop and just gives their own personality to that place. And I'm hoping the next 5 years that it just gets bigger with more girls and
Yeah.
just more fun, and just I want everybody in that shop to be successful.
Yes.
I'm when I do something for myself, I don't just do it for myself. I also do it for everybody in that shop,
Yeah.
because I believe in what's a good business owner. If my girls are successful in my shop,
Oh, 100%. You're successful. It goes
I'm
hand in hand.
successful. If I don't bring people to them and talk about the girls that work there and what they do, my rent doesn't get paid, right?
Yeah.
So I have to
100%.
keep my girls happy. And I know to be a successful business owner is to make my girls happy. And by that, what do you need? What do you need? More ink? Do you need more needles? What do you need? You want a mirror? You want a brand new mirror? Let me get it for
Yeah.
you. I am constantly making sure that my girls are comfortable, and not only with the things that they need, but mentally too. I walk in, how's life? How are you doing? Never, oh, well, this sucks. And, oh, I hate being here. And this, oh, no, there is no negative talk.
No.
Oh, we are
a bad
living.
apple. A bad apple is gonna kill the
raw
whole thing.
everybody.
Everybody.
So
No.
I am
no,
definitely
no.
there mentally and spiritually for my girls as well. We can't all be, oh, hey, we're all happy here. Sometimes we have days where we're
Of
falling
course.
apart. And I want to be that person to be like, let me help you.
Sure.
Let me help you get through this.
Sure.
And I love it. I love, that is just our happy place, and I want to keep it there. So future, hopefully we get more girls who want to come in and work, and hopefully I get to retire in 5 years.
Hey, now that's
the dream.
listen. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. What other services besides microblading and nanoblading do you offer? I know there's a few more.
So I do permanent makeup. I'm the only one in there that does permanent makeup.
Okay.
December, my esthetician, she does a lip pigmentation as well. So December is our skin queen. So she does all the skin and facials, and she'll tell you what you need when
Okay.
it comes to all that stuff. Then we have Paige and we have Ashlyn who do tattoo work. So they are tattoo artists.
Okay.
Paige is our apprentice. She'll be graduating in a month.
Okay.
So very proud of her because she does excellent work. But everything is different. I do more of the cosmetic.
Okay.
And all the girls everybody brings something different to that shop. And that's what I love.
What advice would you give somebody that wants to follow your steps? You're talking to somebody that is early 20s, has a passion for for what you're doing, blading and all that stuff, and skin pigmentation. No, what is
It's
it?
just permanent makeup.
Permanent makeup and the beauty part of it and everything that you're talking about.
Okay.
They might be listening to and they go, I want to do that. Now, this looks all great. This is fun,
Yeah.
but we know the back end of it when it's not fun, when you have a lot of pressure and when the bills are due and when you have to have licenses and then when the inspector comes in and gives you some bull crap, because I was watching your stories and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
What would you say to somebody starting on this business? What's a good piece of advice that you could give?
So I have an educational center as well. So if you want to do the same thing I'm doing, I help girls, women start their business from A to Z.
Okay.
I am there for them through the whole journey. Getting their license, learning how to do brows, learning how to do lips, learning how to do areolas, whatever field they want to get into when it comes to tattooing, I'm going to help them get into everything. I am there the whole time. But it's how much work you as a person can put into it, right? I can sell you the dream and say, look at me. I live a very nice life and paint, rainbows and butterflies. But let me tell you something. If you don't put the hustle in, you're not going to get nowhere. So I say this all the time. I can sell you the dream and create it for you. But if you don't hustle,
You gotta put in the time.
You need to put in the time and the effort. If you don't do your social media work, if you don't do your practicing, you're going to fall apart. I can't do that for you. I will help you. I will guide you. but I cannot help you bring in clients. That's you.
and
have to do
and,
that.
and you and by you offering these guidelines of a successful business, you're saving them a lot of a lot of errors, a lot of errors. I mean,
Nobody helped me, and
nobody
it was
helped you.
hard.
Yeah.
Uh, everybody's back was turned anytime I needed help, and I was
Sure.
like, wow.
Right.
And I finally said, you know what? I'm going to do this for myself, and I did do it for myself.
Good for you.
And I don't want my girls
To go through the
to
same.
struggle.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to put anybody what I went through.
Yeah.
So I make it easy for them.
That's-
and I make it fun and entertaining, and I want them to have a passion for it. Not say I hate this, because at one moment I was done.
Oh yeah. Well,
I'm done.
get a little bit deeper into that. When was that? Because I think
was-
we've all had those kind of moments when we go into a bad rash of luck.
Yeah.
How was it for you? What was?
I just
what was
couldn't
causing
find
it?
someone to mentor me, because you can get your certificate. Then I couldn't find anyone who wanted to take me in as an apprentice,
Yeah.
right? I mean, backs were turned. I don't know. Then it was like $8,000, $9,000. I'm like, oh my God. I finally, I'm looking and looking, but I did give up. I gave up for maybe 7-8 months. I said, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm trying and trying, but you know what? I never stopped practicing. I never stopped practicing. And then sure enough, I went to go get a wax, and the lady's like, oh yeah, I do classes here, and $3,000 for 6 months. I'll help you get your license. I was like, my wax lady who's down, she's talking to me down there. I'm like, okay, let's talk after we're done the waxing.
Let me tell you something. Every time somebody looks at me and talks to me like that, I pay attention to. You know what I'm saying?
no.
If I talk to somebody and they're looking down there, I go, okay, this is serious. This is a serious
It
situation.
was a weird conversation,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
I wanted to just.
Who knew that conversation would have taken you where you're at now?
Of course.
That's how they
So,
all start.
I thank her every day, because she didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
And she was great. She was very nice. She was very sweet.
And also, you saw the opportunity and you took it. You
Of
were
course.
ready. You
I
were
was
ready.
ready.
You were ready for that opportunity.
Yeah.
One question before we go, and I'm very thankful for you to being here, Calisi.
Thank you.
You are a ball of energy, and I love it. What advice would you give yourself, if you could, your younger self, before you started this business?
I wish I had more confidence in myself. I wish that I didn't, I wish I wasn't so hard on myself.
Yeah. That's
I beat myself.
dropping bombs. You're dropping bombs, girl. I
I
mean,
beat
come on.
myself up a lot. And now I wake up every morning and I talk good words to myself.
That's very important.
Constantly. And
Very
before I was like, I can't do this, and I suck. It was so bad. It was so negative. And now that's the difference. I wish I had the mentality I have now, and how I love myself as a human,
Yes.
and how good I am to other people, and how much I love to give. No matter, I don't expect anything.
Sure.
I just love I love to give, and I just love to love,
love to love, man.
And I was just
It's a good name
very,
for a song.
yeah.
I love to love.
Just-
You're dropping
Yes.
bombs, girl. Let me tell you
Yeah.
something. I don't know. I feel so motivated right now.
Good.
I'm about to close shop and open up a bladed art number 2. You
Number
know,
2.
I'll pay you your, what is it,
Right.
franchise?
But see
Franchise
how
fee?
you feel? That's
Yes.
how my clients feel. I just want to speak good. I
Yeah.
want to speak well. I want to love people. I want people to feel good about themselves, because this is a hard world.
It's not easy, girl.
It's not
This
easy
is
out
not
here in
easy.
these streets.
It ain't. Listen, this ain't for the weak of heart. You know
It's
what I'm
not.
saying? No, this ain't for the weak of heart. Another thing that I want to kind of ask, you always have such a great vibe, man. You're always like, and I follow you on social, and you have mentioned how important it is for your business to do social and all of that stuff. Where can they follow you?
Bladed_Beauty Inc.
I will tag you. And where's your salon? Where's your
Charleston
place?
and Rainbow. It's right in the center of Las Vegas. If you live in
Right in the-
Henderson,
you
10
can go.
minutes. You live Summerlin, 10 minutes.
I'll
10 minutes.
make sure to tag you, and the address
Sure.
is there, and all that information is there. Calisi, thank you so much for being
You're
here.
very welcome.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thank you for being such a good vibe. And let me tell you something, guys. If you want to get something done, girls mostly, eyebrows. My family has used you. My girlfriend has used your services.
Yeah.
Incredible work. Follow her at Bladed.
_Art Beauty Inc.
I will tag her. And thank you so much once
course,
again.
thank you.
Tune in for next week, guys.